And I had this week on the podcast, I also have your guy Blake Harrison on, and I asked him a question. I was like, who do you think is like we know we've Aspinall and Paddy and all these guys in the UK at the moment, and like who do you think is the next star, the next guys coming through? And I was kind of a little bit surprised by his answer, because he was like, the Hardwick brothers, and he said it straight away, and I was like, the answer he gave about them being so good at social media and funny and getting it and being really entertaining fighters, it just made a whole load of sense, the answer he gave me. These Hardwick brothers, Brad, they're so entertaining, they're so funny, they're going at people before the weigh-ins and stuff like that, and videos coming out all over the place and all this sort of stuff. They really are, like, the star quality for these two lads is written all over. Because, like, you could also see these two lads getting signed and both being on, I think we may have even mentioned it last week, both being on a contender series or both being on a UFC card together, and the story's just right itself. But before we get to the fight and the fight itself, the Hardwick brothers, they really have over the last few years put themselves in a great frame to become that star for not just Cage Warriors but beyond as well, I think, over the next few years.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, like, the great thing about that with them is that it's extremely genuine, and I think that's why people resonate with it. Look, these days, the days of social media and I think clout, the kids call it, you can spot a try-hard a mile off. Yeah. Maybe it's just me being old and miserable, but I can certainly spot a try-hard a mile off. So, I'm sure these kids who are watching influencers and whatnot every day, they can spot them better than me.